Basketball fever is in the air, as you know. There's a lot of basketball going on. We have in Save the Seed Center, we have the Honorable Julian Fraser League, the Intermediate Basketball League that's going on there. The action was hot over the weekend. We also had in Virgin Gorda the beginning of the 40-plus debut. We had an exciting game over there. We're going to give you guys some highlights and all that stuff that was happening this weekend. But in the studios, I have with me two gentlemen from the Honorable Julian Fraser Basketball League. I have with me Mr. Milton McLean and Mr. Roger Smith. Welcome, guys, to the show.
Thank you, Cal.
Good night.
Now, I know you guys are here to talk basketball and what's been happening at the Save the Seed Center and Dust Bottom. So, Mr. McLean, or no, I'll start with Roger. He's the younger one, and then we go up to the older one. Roger, bring us up to speed on what's been going on lately.
The league been going pretty well. We had our All-Star weekend this weekend, Saturday, October 5th. And this weekend we'll be going into a playoff. And then from there we have the championship. The league been pretty competitive. It's sorry that your team
he jumped on me one time. He jumped on me one time.
They didn't make it, but I think that they played better in the lates though. They lost some games only that they should not have lost. And then they pick up the slack later down.
Mr. McLean, your sentiments on what
let me just give you some credit, Cal, not because we're on your show, but actually after you came in as a coach, the team played better. Unfortunately, they didn't win the last game because if they had won the last game, they would have been in rather than out of the playoffs. To also bring the folks up to speed and the league, we started off this league from the 16th of August. The regular season saw 4 teams in the 9 to 12 division. We had Junior West Gunners. We finished at 5-1, Young Stars at 5-1, Swaggers 2-4, and Wet 0-6. To highlight some of the most outstanding players from each team, the Junior West Gunners had a youngster called DeAndre Penn, Ajay Fred, and Kendall Davis. From Young Stars, Rickwan Garraway, Isaiah Thomas, and Elroy Bowlers were outstanding. Keandre Clark, Clifton Forbes, and Malachi Smith. His father sitting to my right. Those are the 3 stars for Swaggers. And for Wet, you had Kemal Pancho, Stefan DeLeon, and Jamar Thomas. Jamar Thomas is that also coaches the top team in the men's division, which is Tarkdon, the one they call Magoo.
Yes.
Marshall Thomas.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
For the men's division, Tarkdon at 7-1, Kevin Shaq Letsom, if I must give the respect here, Paul Linton, and Glenn Lane were the 3 most outstanding players. The Knights, Javon Serrant, Nigel Todman, and Kellan Fortune. For Rough House, you have Shamoy Degu, Keyshawn Thomas, and Achille Fret. Top Shotters, Tyrone Barnes Donovan, Benson Thomas, and Al Leonard. College Boys, Kyle Steam, Shaquem Freeman, Kamal Brown, and Ashley Ritter. Now we must say that we really did enjoy the regular season, Cal. I mean, the games are very competitive. Most of the games are very competitive. When we started out, maybe the first weekend, we had a couple of blowout games. But after that, it seemed that people settled into this league, and the fans started to come out, and people got more and more excited, and the games became more and more competitive.
Well, from what I've seen, like the turnouts for the games, the fans, like you said, they were all there. They were into the game. They even stayed late to watch the late games. So I mean, it was something exciting to see. And of course, you took it from the A division into the intermediate division. What was your reason for doing that?
Well, actually, right, it was really supposed to be an intermediate league, but with people wanting to be a part of the action, and something with Chucky saying about maybe allowing the non-playoff teams in the A division to play in the league, to help them to boost their game and so forth and so on. So some of the A-League teams got a chance to get into the action, and of course, Roger wanted to bring in the Rebels, disguise them as Avengers, and so all of that caused us to...
Roger tried his best to get the Avengers and Rebels at #1, but he just didn't make that list. But nevertheless, he put up a good fight.
Well,
and did he make it to the playoffs?
Yeah.
Oh,
in all fairness to Roger, right? In all fairness to Roger, on paper, Roger really has a good team.
Oh, he does.
But the only problem with Roger's team is that he can't get the players to show up.
all
if Roger
at once.
could get 9 players, none of his players to show up, nobody would beat him.
I do agree,
He
and
has a really good
it's
team.
so happened that he kind of took advantage of me only when I had 7. Because if I had my 10 players, I don't think he would have beat me either. But I have to give Roger the win. I mean, Roger, you've worked hard trying to get this this league between you and Mr. McLean and the rest of you guys. You guys worked hard on getting this league, and I must say I commend you guys for the turnout and the progress that you've had. Like I say, it's brought out a lot of the young ones. They haven't had the opportunity to play basketball on that level. And we saw a lot of the kids progressing, you know, so we know where to look for, where to look at, you know, when it comes to junior basketball. And some of the teams, like you said, that didn't really made it in the A-League division, got a chance to come back and regroup themselves and say, well, you know, let's try our hand at this. And it was really exciting. I commend you guys on that.
Even still, you had one of the requirements that we had. Each team only had 6 players who played in the league and had to have 6 new players. Like guys like Kellan, Fortune.
And this was his first time playing, right?
Right.
No,
Yeah.
not.
I mean, in the league. He didn't play
He
A-League.
didn't play in the A-League, but he's played in this league before.
Okay,
But yeah,
okay.
but that's what I'm saying. You know.
He's advanced his game a lot.
Right.
Yes,
And,
definitely.
You know, Troy Billy's encouragement to play a league at a later
Right.
stage or somewhat. You know, some of the guys they play basketball. So.
And which was good again because you give guys who watches the game, who wants to play. Because even on my college team, I see some of the guys when they picked the team, I wasn't here. I came back and I saw what I had to deal with. So I said, well, you know, everybody's a player, so I'm gonna give everybody a chance. So, I mean, I was satisfied with the way they played for not getting any practices and stuff like that, and just going out and play. So, the league went well, and whatever you guys were trying to accomplish, I think you managed to do. But I know you have your playoffs coming up now.
Yeah, but before we go into the playoff, Carl, could we talk a little bit about our stand night? Because I mean that was really exciting. You planned something, right? When I say you planned it, we're talking about the committee now, the subcommittee, which would be Miss Nathaniel, Jackie, Joanna from Save the Seed, Mr. Willock, Roger, myself, Suki Pata, Suki Pata. And when you see it come off, the way that our stand night came off, I mean, we were really thrilled. We expected a lot of people. We thought it would be fun, but it exceeded our expectations. I mean, for example, the prizes. I think the prizes really got people excited because even people who didn't qualify wanted to be a part of some of the action. We had we had Lenny's wife, Rhonda Williams Keynes. She won the free throw shot. A youngster Goson, Simba Smith, he won the 3-point shot. The Sarant guy who plays with the Knights, he won three prizes.
Yes.
Yeah, the twin.
Yes.
He won.
Well, I actually saw him and they practicing for a whole week. So I have to give it to him. I mean, every night I couldn't even get a chance to play because he's on the court. So yeah, I have to give kudos to him.
And he also won the MVP for the men's All-Star game.
Last night somebody came at my house for my party and they said, "Who that guy who win the dunk out?" I said, "But you weren't there." He said, "My son, I see that thing on YouTube. That dude amazing."
Yes.
You saw the dunk?
Yeah,
no,
the dunk.
My son, look,
you know,
jump over a guy 6 foot, clean over here. Have an alley hoop.
The guy
catch it in one hand, catch it, then put it.
I told you, I watch a guy in the gym practicing every night. So I could, I mean, even in his 3-point, from judging from him playing in the games, you can see that's like a free throw to him. He could pull up from anywhere and make that shot. Yeah. So I know I have a shooter who wanted to challenge him, but I told Shooter, I said, Shooter, you're not putting in the kind of work this guy's putting in. So I know,
But Carl, please, let me describe the dunk, please, for the fans, right?
Go ahead.
All right. There was a guy under the basket, at an angle, like a 45-degree angle. He jumped over this guy. He run the Jedi parallel, threw the ball up for alley-oop. He caught the ball with 2 hands, Carl. Clean, and just slammed the ball. I mean, just smooth. And that's what really impressed me about the dunk. It was just smooth.
So you say it's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
I definitely have to pull up.
It was amazing. But don't discredit other guys. Shaq Fonseca and I think Al Leonard. They tried some amazing dunks too, but they didn't convert the dunks.
I think, to be honest with you, right, I think Shaq was really trying to do too much. He was trying to be too impressive, because the kind of dunks that he was trying, man, that was the kind of thing you see in the NBA box. Seriously, but Shaq has guts. You got to give it to him.
Yeah, but again, like I said, I mean, the guy Sarant, I've been watching him all week. I know he got some good ups, so, I mean, you know what? I need to recruit Sarant for high jump. I need to have a conversation with him because the kind of stuff I see this guy is doing, man, it's just to convert him out to lay over the bar, and he'd be a perfect jumper.
Fast, very flop.
Yes, that's all it is, because he has the ups already. You know, so Sarant, I'm coming at you. So
Okay.
But
Still
go
on the
ahead.
All-Star night, the 30-plus game.
Yes,
Um,
I heard a lot about that.
Hey, that one had the fans cracking up because, you know, people, you know when your mind's saying something and your body can't perform.
Well,
to
I'm
what the
glad
mind
that you
say.
mentioned that because we're going to go from 30 to 40 in a minute, but go ahead.
Well, listen, at one point, Danny came in the game. You know Danny from Seacoast Bay?
Yes.
Came in the game and he hit it must have been like a 3-point shot. It was really far, right? The crowd went nuts. Yeah, Danny, you know, yeah. Next time Danny get a ball, the man tried to cross over. Bram!
Follow.
It was fun, yeah.
It was really
It was really fun, man. Yeah, the crowd really enjoyed
But
it.
then from my understanding, the score was pretty amazing too.
Yeah,
You had,
the
for-
score
for,
was something like what, 49, 66.
Yeah, I think.
Well, what happened was the game started out really competitive, and I think a few of the guys from Seacoast with the West team got a bit tired because Yellow's team started to run a fast break. I mean, sometimes it's like 2-0 down court, you know. So that kind of ran the score up.
I mean, we had guys like
And-
Shaka and Bobby and Mally and
guys-
Ghost and
you guys
Do
got
It and
you guys got those guys back out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys who didn't play ball for years. You know?
yeah. I mean, it said 30 plus, but you're mainly nearly at 50 plus.
Okay.
Because
okay.
only like 3 of us were here 30, which was myself.
Raja played?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 3-point specialist.
I had like three threes and one
But
3-point.
I didn't see you practice.
I don't have practice.
Folks, like I said, if you're just joining us, we're talking basketball. We're talking on the Honorable Julian Fraser's Intermediate Basketball League, which was held in Seacoast Bay, Douse Bottom, Save the Sea Center. In the studios with us is Milton McLean. You guys know the teacher McLean, and we have Raja Smith, the entrepreneur, the businessman, everything. If you guys want to join us, the numbers to call are 541-7541. If you want to join in the competition, if you want to text us, send us a text at the same number, 541-7541. We're live here in the studios. Sorry, McLean, go ahead.
Okay, Roger, you want to talk a little bit about the playoff schedule?
But yeah,
The format and the schedule.
the playoff we intend to have the best of 3 for both playoff and championship. On Saturday we have the team from Bellevue, Rough House versus Knights from Lower Estate, Huntomsgut.
Should be a good game.
It should be. You can't pick the winners in those games. That's one of the things about all league, that we try to make the competition as even as possible in matching up the teams and stuff like that. Then we have Avengers versus Game Boys. Avengers are the team that I work with, who is supposed to look the best on paper according to Mr. McLean,
True.
versus Game Boys, which is from like childhood area with Nahasi and Cork Adams and Shaq Fonseca. I mean,
You know, I'm so upset because these are teams I could have beat. I'm upset at my guys right now because I mean, I could have been in that playoffs, McLean.
you could have been.
I could have been in that playoffs.
Carl, all you needed to do was win your last game.
That's all I needed
That's
to
all
do.
you needed to do.
And you know what? It was itching me so much to go on the court to join these guys.
What, 40 plus joining 30 plus?
I think I still had. I think I still had something. But I mean, it's very difficult. I don't know about you, of being on the sideline and coaching guys when they think that they know it all, and you know they're not listening to what's supposed to be done. Because, I mean, and that's why I'm glad that those guys who are 40 and over were playing. I mean, they may have been a little slower, but they have skills of the game. And I'm pretty sure that your game was more of an inside game compared to, you know, the
Definitely.
run and gun thing like what we see. So it's the same thing. Just to mention the 40 plus in Virgin Gorda. I mean, last weekend was the debut of it. We had 2 teams, the one from Western and Honorable Andrew Foy and outside Surfers, going up against the Mystics. The score was only 40 to 42.
Yeah, Northwest Surfers. Northwest Surfers is the
Northwest.
old, yeah,
But no,
Northwest.
Northwest Surfers.
Northwest.
Yes. And but the score alone, it could tell you what was going on. Guys were running, tripping over themselves, skeeling. I mean, trying every shot. I mean, it was fun to watch, and it was one of the largest crowds I've seen in a while at basketball games. And I think that was the idea of trying to bring back families into basketball. I must commend West on the initiative of starting the games over there. Next week we're going to have another, on the 19th we're going to have another 2 teams from the BVI going over. From Tortola going over to play over there in that league for the 40 plus. So if you guys are just tuned in, check out that game. But right now we're talking Save the Seed. You guys have playoffs and championships supposed to be coming up pretty soon.
Okay. Now, if I may just tell you something about the matchups in the East.
The schedule for the weekend. I was saying that, you know, we have Targdon versus Top Shot at 8:30.
That starts this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend.
Friday.
Saturday.
Saturday.
The game's on Friday.
What's also interesting what you're saying, Kev, with being a coach and, you know, and the guys thinking and they know it all. When I played Tarkton the weekend before, the coach, Marshall Thomas, decided to come in the game. And he's a player coach.
Right.
And to me, he's the one that changed the momentum of that game. And, you know, boost up the guys and show them, look, you got to drive the ball to the rim, stop shooting it, say shot. And that's what the same thing you're just saying.
Of course,
so
of course. I mean,
yeah.
if McLean had let me play, I'm but guys, before we continue, I just want to take a little break from a word from our sponsors, which is Lime, Speedies, and we'll be right back.
Sports Desk is sponsored by Lime, the better, faster 4G network.
The new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10 have all your favorite apps and a super fast browser. Create the perfect shoot by moving parts of your picture with time shift. Type with a smarter keyboard and share more with BBM Video with Screen Share. The Q10 and Z10 are the smarter phones, and the Z10 is now on sale at an incredible price. Get yours at Lime, value every moment.
Gatorade Lab Test 01 Prime, trial number 10. Fuel training. Trigger muscle response. Ignite. Gatorade Prime, part of the G Series.
Gatorade is distributed in the BVI by Road Town Wholesale.
Speedies, the ultimate way to travel in and around the Virgin Islands. We offer daily ferry services between Virgin Gorda and Tortola and St. Thomas on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Speedies also offer 3 daily services from Trellis Bay, Beef Island, including a 10:30 p.m. convenient late run from Virgin Gorda. Explore paradise in Virgin Gorda with car rentals, deep sea fishing, private charters, and taxi services with free pickup offer. Don't settle for anything less. When thinking of travel in the Virgin Islands by land or sea, think Speedies. Full air-conditioned cabins and a well-stocked bar. For more information, call 495-5235 or 495-5204.
When it comes to your health, being uninsured is never an option. Listen to some sound advice. Nagico's Nagicare is one of the best medical insurance plans your money can buy. We offer you solutions to medical coverage benefits tailor-made to your budget and preferences, so that the next time you visit a doctor, you can rest assured that we've got you covered. Visit our website, nagico.com, or contact a Nagico office or agent near you. Nagico Insurances. We've got you covered.
The new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10 have all your favorite apps and a super fast browser. Create the perfect shoot by moving parts of your picture with time shift. Type with a smarter keyboard and share more with BBM Video with Screen Share. The Q10 and Z10 are the smarter phones, and the Z10 is now on sale at an incredible price. Get yours at Lime, value every moment.
Welcome back, folks. You're watching the Sports Desk. We're live on air. If you guys want to call us, 541-7541. If they send a text, you dial the same number, 541-7541. If you want to reach us on the web, it's www.jtvlive.net. Click on the Sports Desk, you'll see us live. Now, before we go back into our gameplay, I just want to bring you guys up to date on the FIFA World Cup trophy was unveiled in the British Virgin Islands today by the Governor Boyd McCleary and Dr. Orlando Smith at the Multipurpose Sports Complex today. The trophy was in the BVI as part of the global tour ahead of the 2014 tournament, which will be staged in Brazil. After unveiling of the public had the opportunity to take pictures with this 18-karat gold trophy. FIFA also has joined forces with Coca-Cola for the tour which spans some 92,000 miles. So guys, on the screen, you guys get a chance to see the FIFA World Cup trophy, which is going around the different Caribbean islands. And in light of the games that's going to be coming up in Brazil, the FIFA World Cup, as you can see, some of the folks had the opportunity to take pictures with this trophy. This trophy is 18 karat gold. And I was also told that the trophy has its own plane. It's flying alone.
Why would they do that when you could put it on a commercial plane and save a lot of money?
It's sponsored by a big name, Coca-Cola, so anything can happen. But yes, guys, if you're joining us, like I said, you want to send us a text, or if you want to give us a call, please do so, 541-7541. We're live. We're willing to take your calls. In the studios, we have Milton McLean and Roger Smith talking about basketball at the Save the Seed Center. I know you guys got some action for us this weekend. Let us know what's going on and the highlights of this weekend's games.
Well, Sunday, the 13th October, at 5:30, we have West Gunners, which is the #1 team in the West Division, coached by Honorable Andrew Foy and Sigar Smith, versus the Todd. The Todd is the group of young guys from...
that's what is upsetting me, you know. A team like the Todd, getting on my division on the higher side. But anyways, go ahead. Go ahead, Roger. Roger set me up, but that's all right.
Well, McLean is the one that handles the division.
What? Okay.
No.
McLean is setting up, but go ahead.
The results. That's all I did, sir.
Let's go. In game 2.
Game 2, we have Game Boys versus the Avengers again. And then we have Knights versus Rough House. I think that the game with the Todd and West Gun will be pretty interesting.
Because that must be done the last time.
Well, yeah, West is expecting to blow them up, but the Todd, so they have a surprise for them. And they expect to be
Wait, let me ask a question before we go any further. You can't recruit at this stage, right?
No, you can't.
Okay, so.
No, you can't.
I'll be there to see that matchup.
I think it'll be an exciting matchup.
Now, what about the youngsters? Are they there too?
No.
Their games are too? When will they be playing?
Well, we might have them on a schedule for next week. What we want to do is, have elimination so you won't have too many games on the weekend. Because as you can see, we have 3 games.
Right. And how many games do we play before you go forward, Mr. McLean?
It's a best of 3. It's a best of 3.
So they have to meet each other 3 times?
Not necessarily. If one team wins the first 2 games, well, they don't have a third game.
Right, okay.
So most likely, next weekend, Saturday, we'll schedule one of the 9 to 12 games, most likely.
Now,
because by next week, Friday, we should have eliminated 1 or 2 of these teams.
When do you expect the league to be ended?
November 3rd should be the last, that's also the awards ceremony.
So the championship game would be before?
The same night, the final championship game would be November 3rd, and we'll give out all the trophies and prizes.
Okay. Folks, there you have it, the schedule for this weekend. We have games on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah?
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday
Nothing
games
happening Friday because the Power Plus, the Save the Seed Power Plus, that's going on, and that's going to end on Friday.
So we're looking at the same 2 teams playing, the same 3 teams playing Saturday and Sunday.
That's right.
So out of that Saturday and Sunday, we'd have elimination, we'll be down to 4.
No,
next week.
Next week, Friday, we know for sure.
By next week, Saturday.
Next week, Friday.
No, next week, Saturday. Because you have West Gunners. Sunday will be their first game versus they're not playing on Saturday. And then you look at the schedule, Tarleton is not playing on Sunday.
All right.
So by Saturday, Sunday the next round begins next week Sunday.
But by next week Friday, we still will have somebody eliminated because that'll be the 3rd game for at least two sets of teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
So folks, again, we have Rough House versus Knights. In the first game on Saturday, we have Avengers versus Game Boys and Talk Done versus Top Shutters on Saturday night. So you guys want to come out and check that out. On Sunday, we have West Gunners versus the 3rd, Game Boys versus Adventures, and Knights versus Rough House. This is on Sundays. There's no games on Friday due to the Power Plus that's going on. But Saturday and Sunday should be exciting. You guys come on out and join Mr. McLean and Roger at the Save the Seed Center this weekend. Big games. I know you guys have a lot of sponsors. You guys been doing real good with the sponsors.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to also say thanks to all our many sponsors. We have Digicel, Bywater, Nagico, Caribbean Insurers, the Honorable Alvaro Maduro Keynes, Honorable Marlon Penn, Box Garage, Play to Win, the Honorable Julian Fraser, the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Department of Youth Affairs and Sports, and the Bishop John Klein and Save the Seed. There you have it, folks. Information right there, hitting you right here.
Now, Cal, if we could talk a little bit about the matchups.
Please.
Because I see that Rough House versus Knights, that's going to be a perimeter war. I mean, these guys.
But that's the first game.
These guys like to shoot from outside.
That's the first game.
You know,
I thought that would have been like the last game.
It's going to be.
Because in any event, guys, the games will start at 5:30. So if the game that he's speaking about, if you guys want to get a chance to glimpse some of that action, you have to be there early. It starts at 5:30. Second game starts at 7, 8, and hopefully the last game starts at 8:30. But yes, Rough House versus Knights is going to be a nice game.
Yeah, outside shooting. I mean, the Goo, Shamoy, a guy in the last 3 games, he been dropping like 27,
That's the guy
30.
that beat me. That's the guy that my guy
Yeah,
get home.
that guy dropped some threes. And Sarant, you know, he's a 3-point specialist.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
So,
but if Sarant is in that game, oh man, it's going to be real good.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. But this is a team I beat already. I'm upset about this. You guys have me complaining because,
but even so now, look at Avengers and Game Boys. Look at that matchup, okay? The question is, as I said earlier, how many Avengers will show up?
Raja, the man is talking to you.
All on shop. Except the one we have a little technical difficulties. He don't understand English too good, so he gets a lot of text.
so the man speaks for himself.
Well,
Avengers going to show up in numbers.
Listen,
I must say that they really, if all of them could show, they have a real good team because you have 2 Hispanic guys on there.
Yeah.
You got Bucket, you have Real Person, his brother.
Yeah, he doesn't
You
show up
got
at all.
Sandy.
If he shows up, you got somebody good.
Yeah, Ricky rebounding the ball, he's scoring in the middle.
I'm surprised to see the way that Ricky have been playing. Ricky
Yeah.
has stepped up his game a lot. And, Ricky's doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, Jareem Tadman playing big.
Yes, that's the other big young
Jamal's
Tadman.
brother.
Yeah. He's looking good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your team is real good.
Yeah, on paper the best team.
You have to step up. They have to show up. They have to show up to play. As you know, Game Boys is gonna be all over you, man. No, we have Talk Down and Top Shatters. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, Talk Down is a very balanced team. Very, very balanced. And I think that's really their strength. Okay?
Which one is Talk Down?
Talk Down is the Mount team from Eastern with
Marshall Thomas's team. With
Shaq Kevin Letsom.
Okay, yeah.
We have Glenn Arlene on that team as well.
That's not only the team with
Clint Weston is also on that team.
Yeah. So that's a very balanced team. They're good inside, outside.
They have a good team because remember Nichols on that team too.
Okay.
Then they got Dario on that team as well.
So
they have a
the matchup is good. That's why I think he was trying to push the college boys out because he figured he had better teams to play. But nevertheless, we'll be there next year, Mr. McLean, in big numbers because I realize now that I have there's an eye for persons wanting to play with the college now, and we're trying to do some big stuff over there. So look out for us next year.
But now I don't want the public to feel like we're not talking about Talk Done. Don't underestimate Top Shatters. You have to understand that this game is a rivalry game. These are 2 teams from the East, you see? So don't think that Top Shatters is going to just lie down and let these guys just, walk into the next round. I expect Top Shatters to come real strong.
Yeah, Bonds play is pretty good.
Bonds, Al, these guys,
listen,
these guys
I watched those guys play and lost the night when I was supposed to win.
And we only had 6 people.
I watched them lose the night when we were supposed to win.
Right? They should have beat Raja, right?
Yeah, beat Raja. I wouldn't have had this problem. I wouldn't have had this problem. But nevertheless, like I said, I enjoyed the league, guys. If you tune in with us, please give us a call, join our conversation. We're talking basketball. Right now, we're giving you the lineup for this weekend's games. It's a playoff games right now. Playoff starts this weekend, Saturday. Rough House versus Knights, Avengers versus Game Boys, Talk Done versus Top Shatters. And in Sunday's game, we got West Gunners versus the Third, Game Boys versus Avengers, Knights versus Rough House. So again, you have both Knights and Rough House in Game Boys and Avengers.
Now, Roger was saying earlier that West Gunners said that they will blow out the Third, right? Now, look at the matchup.
Young versus old.
Kyle Abraham. Well, I wouldn't go so far, but in a way, yes. In a way, yes, Kyle, I have to agree. Because I would think that the Third would be averaging somewhere between
under 20,
19 to maybe 21 or something like that. So they're very young guys.
Right.
And whereas the other team will be averaging somewhere between 25 to 26.
Right.
But in that matchup, from what I'm seeing, the key is inside. Look at a guy like Kyle Abraham, right? He's not a big rebounder.
I think we have a call. Let me see if I can. Good evening. You're watching the Sports Desk. Go ahead.
Yes, Carl. Good night. What's up?
All right.
Well, I have to And I think that this league can go over to the big league. We have teams where can go into the league next year, which is very good. You know, and all of the college team is still together. I think doing this, it can go be a farm club to the big league. And I don't think this should be the political league. It should be, you know, a league that continue every year. And I think that it is very good, and the attendance is very good also. You know, I really appreciate it that the guys respect it, and you know, they have a lot of respect for it. And the attendance last week on Saturday was very good.
And I think Mr. McLean and Roger would like to thank you too for coming in and lending that assistance when they needed it. I know it's something that we were talking about all the time with, as far as getting a proper officials. So I guess you guys came in and made that happen, and I want to thank you on their behalf for doing so. I do agree with you that the league is up and coming. I don't think we should jump into that direction that you're heading yet. Give them a chance to grow, and then we could see what's coming out of it.
What I'm telling you, that it can continue going year after year. So that's where the other league, the big official league, can also go with it. Because remember, when this league finishes, you can get the same team playing this league, and they will be stronger to have good competition. You know, so that's it, you know. But as again, Carl, I am a person that I for anything helping out.
Good.
And that's me.
We appreciate that.
Let me also say, sir, that we really appreciate you coming in to help out. You and Maltman and Julissa and everybody else. The folks at Quinnock saying they wanted better officiating, and we tried our best to get you guys in, and you're doing a very good job. And we're looking for you early Saturday, 5:30 is the first game. Please make sure you're there.
I just want to say thank you too.
All right, my brother.
Yeah, but listen what I'm telling you now. Send it air and air. You have to recruit. You have to recruit some people Saturday because, you know, I either play in a band name for Strongman.
Oh.
So we don't practice on Saturday. So I can't be there on Saturday.
Okay, well, we're going
And come forth.
all right, we'll try our best to get your boy out.
I'm going to listen to you all right.
All right, thank you for
Okay,
coming.
man.
And that's one of your referees there. Yeah. I know you would have liked to have him on Saturday night game, but hey, at least he gave you the heads up that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have some texts that's coming in, so let me see if I can get to those real quick before we continue. But in the meantime, if you guys want to go ahead and add anything, go ahead.
Well, I want to say, you were saying something about the league. Hope it don't become political and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This year, the bishop and the representative, Julian Fraser, were the ones that came together and brought both Mr. McLean and myself together to host this league. Throughout the years, Mr. McLean and myself been putting on these leagues separately of each other.
Okay.
So I think that is definitely something that will continue. You know, and the bishop and the representative also pledge their support to be part of it going forward.
That's
and I
good
think Mr. McLean and myself are appreciative of the involvement that they, you know, made us inclusive. The college, I remember one year I hosted the league on the courts at Causeway. That was where the college revamped. Beagle was one at the time dealing with the college guys and said that the team was not ready to play basketball in Tongue A League.
Right.
And he asked me if they could have played Causeway, and they didn't. So, you know, this is something that's been ongoing. It's just a different organization now, a new venue, bigger committee and stuff like that.
I want you to hold that thought. Let me get to one of these texts. It said, good night and big up to West for the good works in basketball. I love that game Saturday night, 40-plus game. We need some more in VG again. Well, VG, don't worry, you got some more coming up. I have a next text here. As a sports show, I think you should have had info of all sports around the territory from Virgin Gorda, Josh Van Dyke, not just the league you're promoting. Well, as we go along, you'll get that information. Okay, this is the next text that came in. It said, who is the two teams that would make up championship? Ask them both for their pick?
Oh.
Who's your team?
Whoa. I think for the 90-12, I
think about 90-12. I think you know what I'm talking about, but let's go. We'll start 90-12. Go ahead.
West Gunners and Swaggers.
You think those are your two picks? Raja?
Well,
this man, he can 19, can the same people he talking about.
No, well, that's 90-12.
Oh, no, okay, go ahead.
Well, I know...
The Little Bar Division. Since McLean gone there, who you
with the Little Bar Division, I think between Youngsters and West Gunners will be a pretty exciting game. I don't know who's going to win, to be honest with you, because both teams have beat each other.
Avengers is which one? The one with Isaiah and...
No, we're talking about 90-12.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. Yellow Bar.
Junior West Gunners.
Yeah, Yellow Bar. Which
team
Youngsters.
Youngsters. Raquan Garraway.
So which team you pick? Junior West Gunners and who?
Swaggers.
Oh, okay. Swaggers is...
That's the same two teams
That's the same two teams you pick?
No, I picked Youngsters and...
Youngsters is the one with...
Junior West Gunners.
Yeah, I mean, my son plays on Swaggers, but I really do think that...
no, in the big leagues.
Well,
coming
out of the East, you have to say the favorite is Stockton. Coming out of the East. Coming out of the West, it's between West Gunners and Avengers.
Well, let me ask Mr. Avenger yourself.
Well, personally, my situation is personal.
Yes.
When I
you
last...
feel you could do it?
Well, no. When I last retired on my big son, Malachi, cried. And I told him for that the team Avengers will win championship. So I'm only picking one team. I don't care who I meet.
Tell us who the one team is.
I don't care who I play. Avengers will win championship.
I mean, folks, you heard it from the man himself. You asked about who the pick was. The man tell you played. His pick is Avengers. Mr. McLean, you said...
I think Avengers would win, providing they get past Game Boys. Because that's the team. That's the team that might just upset somebody really bad in that league.
And to my good colleague who was just talking about promoting sports, yes, I am promoting sports around, but you know you playing in the 40-plus league and you got barely get any game, barely make any shot, but you're complaining about advertising. I'm going to be ready for you. Come back calling you out. But anyhow, next week, on the 19th, we have in Virgin Gorda, the return of the 40-plus guys. We have the A's coming out of of Tortola, and we have LE Flyers coming out of Tortola to play in your league where you were playing last weekend. So, Virgin Gorda folks, come out. Wes, you know you got big things going on over there. Kudos to you. Mr. McLean and Raja and the BVR, you guys got some big games coming up this weekend. So you guys, you're not going to conflict with what's going on the 19th. You have big thing going on here.
No, I don't think we'll have any kind of conflict. We do want to say, right, that we appreciate the fan support. I mean, the fans have been coming out. They've been giving the teams energy. They've been supporting, paying a little dollar, you know.
And that's really, a good thing. You only pay $1.
We really appreciate the fan support.
But let me ask you a question.
Keeping the place alive.
What can $1 do for the league of that magnitude? I mean...
Well, look, the thing about it is this, right? What we really want is participation. We want to see a lot of teams, so we open the door for a lot of teams. We want to see a lot of fans. We open the door for the fans, and we know that when we carry it up to $2, the fans wouldn't complain.
On that note, guys, I'm going to take another break from a word from our sponsors: Road Town Wholesale, Speedies, and Lime. We'll be right back.
Sports Desk is sponsored by Lime, the better, faster 4G network.
The new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10 have all your favorite apps and a super fast browser. Create a perfect shoot by moving parts of your picture with Timeshift. Type with a smarter keyboard and share more with BBM Video with ScreenShare. The Q10 and Z10 are the smarter phones, and the Z10 is now on sale at an incredible price. Get yours at Lime. Value every moment.
Colonial Group International, CGI. Insurance, health, pensions, life.
CGI protects the health, wealth, and happiness of customers with products which are first for price, service, and cover. Like the region's leading health plan, Premier Health. Or efficient, low-cost pensions like Custodian. And flexible, affordable business insurance, Business Options. Customers appreciate savings and fast claim service with motor and home insurance too.
After decades of successful growth, CGI has the flexibility, resources, and resilience for engaging the future with confidence. CGI, insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Social Security. How may I help you?
I'm here to find out about my husband's Social Security. You hear about that bad accident? Tis my husband get mashed up. So I come to find out about his security.
I'll be happy to help you. Let me see what you have.
Man, I have plenty bills.
There's a lot of bills. Taxi bill, hospital bill, an ambulance bill. He went to Puerto Rico?
Yeah, it was a serious accident, you know. The thing fall down and he nearly killed him.
So sorry to hear that.
So, when I gonna get some of that security money?
We process claims quickly. Let me just check on his contribution status. Miss, your husband's contributions are not up to date.
What? What do you mean by that?
He is registered with Social Security, yes, but contributions have not been paid in for him for over a year. I am so sorry, miss. He does not qualify to receive a benefit.
You got to be joking. He has been working all these years. What happened to his contribution? How are we going to pay all these bills? Miss, check again. Check again, miss, please. Check again.
Surprised? No need to be surprised. All insured persons should check on their contribution status at least once per year. Remember, you must secure your tomorrow today. Check on your contribution status right away.
One by one, I'm feeling your heartbeat pulling me closer, closer. One by one, with every touch I'm feeling it stronger, stronger. One by one, believe with me, we're falling in love. 'Cause all the faces are fading around us. One by one, oh, oh, one by one.
Are you planning on getting a new cell phone or accessories for the old one? What about a laptop, tablet, plasma, or even an LCD TV at a very low price? Well, the wait is over. Come on down to Sahid Department Store, cell phone and accessories, located in Road Town. We carry all major cell phone brands: BlackBerry, Motorola, Samsung, Nokia, LG, Sony Ericsson at low prices guaranteed. We carry brand name laptop computers from Sony, Acer, Toshiba. We have tablets from iPad 2, Motorola, Sony, Samsung, BlackBerry Playbook, and LG. To make that moment last forever, we carry digital cameras, camcorders, and watches for men and women. Now is the time to shop for that special gift for that special someone at Sahid Department Store. We have the largest cell phone accessories on island. Check us today for the lowest prices guaranteed.
Gatorade Lab Test 01 Prime, trial number 10. Fuel training. Trigger muscle response. Ignite. Gatorade Prime, part of the G Series.
Gatorade is distributed in the BVI by Road Town Wholesale.
The new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10. of all your favorite apps, and a super fast browser. Create the perfect shoot by moving parts of your picture with Timeshift. Type with a smarter keyboard and share more with BBM Video with Screen Share. The Q10 and Z10 are the smarter phones, and the Z10 is now on sale at an incredible price. Get yours at Lime. Value every moment.
Welcome back, guys. If you're just joining us, you're on the Sports Desk. You're watching live basketball talk right here between my man Raja, Mr. McLean, and myself. And we got some text that just came in. Before I go to the text, I just want to mention again that the FIFA World Cup trophy was unveiled in the BVI today by our Governor Boyd McCleary and Dr. Orlando Smith at the Multipurpose Sports Complex this evening. The trophy was in the BVI as part of the Global Tour ahead of the 2014 tournament, which will be staged in Brazil. After the unveiling of the trophy, the public had a chance to take pictures of this 14-karat gold trophy. FIFA has joined forces with Coca-Cola for the tour, which spans some 92,000 miles. As you can see on screen, guys, if you just joined us, this is a picture of the trophy, the unveiling of the trophy, and the public had a chance to take pictures of it. It's 14-karat gold. Most of the schools were there. You had individuals wanting to take pictures. It was a big thing today, guys. This trophy came in on its own plane, and it's going back out on its own plane. Wow. Now, as we get back, guys, I just want to go back to a text that we got. Let me just pull them up for you real quick. One text came in. It said, I just want to commend Honorable Julian Fraser and Bishop John Klein on this initiative for this basketball league, and the people are truly enjoying the games. Another text came in. It said, these guys who asked your pick, they come back again. They said, and also ask them how the #1 team in the league is not any of their pick. Oh, man. Oh, man. Before I go, let me just answer this one here, son. This one said, Chris Telemack at Bethany College in the U.S. from BVI playing soccer with good season start, scoring 2 goals. Wow. I thank you for that information, my good brother. Wow. That's good news, and I'll keep in touch on our international athletes in all the different sports as the season go by, so we're not going to leave anyone out. I know we have a lot of them out there in different sports, so you're going to be hearing them. Yes, I thank you for that information. But again, guys, they say, how come you guys didn't pick the #1 team in the league?
Remember, I started off by saying earlier that Avengers is the best team on paper. And if their guys show up, if Roger can actually get the team there, I think that they would win.
But wait, you understand what I just said? You understand
Tom Dunn is the #1 team, and they were not picked to win the championship. I understand. You clear?
I'm just clarifying for you guys out there.
What I'm saying is that if Avengers show up in numbers, I think they would be able to win the championship.
Raja, defend. I know you say your team is going to win, but
yeah, I got
who would you want to go up against?
It don't matter. I would suggest I go up against Tagdon because they're the #1 team in the league right now.
You would like to play Tagdon? Really?
Yeah, because if you're the #1, I want to be the best.
Raja,
I be
really
the best.
and truly want to go up against Tagdon?
Yeah.
You believe that, Mr. McLean?
No.
No, Tagdon beat us late in the game. It was a really good competitive game.
How much I beat you by? 3
or 4. I think late on the game I probably made a bad substitution that I should not have made.
But talk done. The talk is done.
I don't know if Roger made a bad substitution. I don't think it was a bad substitution. Bucket got hurt. But still, that's no excuse. The team was up by what? 17 points?
Roger
in
was?
the fourth quarter? 17 points in the fourth quarter?
The talk done, Mr. McLean.
And talk done didn't give up.
Roger?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We had a defensive team in the game, and then we went to our offensive team, and I think I should have kept with the defensive team.
You know what I would say for talk done. Stop the talk and step up to the game. You got this weekend to play and make your name where you're supposed to be. Raja said he got his job to do, so we're gonna see who end up in the end. But before we go any further with that talk, I just want to mention, guys, that the meeting for the 40+ games was held this evening. We had all the different sports showing up, and we got information for you that's coming up next week. We're going to have a lot of trash talkings. You have a lot of these 40-plus folks who's going into these different sports, want to say, well, you know, their team is going to be the best. So you guys will get a chance to see them next week. Everything from netball, basketball, softball, cricket, and soccer. So we have 5 sports, Mr. McLean. It's going to be played between November 1st to December 29th. The venues are for softball is going to be played on the softball field. For cricket and soccer is going to be played at the Greenland field. And for netball and basketball is going to be played at the Save the Sea Center.
Did you mention softball?
Softball, yes.
Who's playing softball?
40-plus. The old guys. Old guys and old girls.
Okay, but there's
But
also...
the women actually start from age 35 and up.
Okay,
in the
but,
softball, but the guys start from 40.
There is also softball in Seacoast Bay.
Yes.
That's going on.
I go down there and I watch them play.
Okay, so...
Yeah, so folks, stay tuned for the, I mean, the rosters are now coming in. The deadline for the rosters on Monday. If you guys are participating in any of these games, please turn in your rosters to the designated person so we can get them in and get everything signed up. The league is going to start on November 1st. Look out for that. You guys got a chance to see the basketball started on Virgin Gorda. On the 19th, you'll get a chance to see the next 2 teams from the 40-plus playing that the division in Virgin Gorda. So there was a talk, we were just talking here among ourselves. Mr. Roger, you want to explain what you were saying?
Well, I was suggesting that at some point we need to establish a national basketball committee and a calendar. Because, I mean, we have all the different organizations. I mean, I and my Mr. McLean and our organization, you know, we hope not to clash with anybody or be in any conflict. I mean, so we really need to get together as different organizations and, you know, have calendar events from January straight down to December.
McLean, do you support?
100%. I mean, this is stuff that we've been saying, you know, throughout the sports for a while, and nobody has really come together to really see that it gets done.
Well, I've been trying to promote sports tourism for a long time, and I too share the sentiments that Roger is saying. I think, I mean, all of us are in fit for the same reason. We know that we want to have continuation of sports, not because your league is finished in 1 month, you can't continue playing in a different league, whatever the case may be. And I think that was the reason for me trying to jumpstart this 40-plus games, because when the regular season is ended, and it starts in May and ended sometime in August, then your league starts in August and sometime in November or October. Then, you know, the 40-plus starts from October. So everybody really gets a chance to play. You have the middle-aged young ones, you have the juniors, then you have the seniors that plays. Basically, it's the senior games that we're doing. And my aim for starting this thing is, Mr. McLean, I think, I mean, this is something that our government should have been doing a long time. We don't have the personnel to do it, so I took it upon myself and, you know, gathered some folks who were interested in sports and said, you know, what can we do to assist? Keep people fit. I mean, not because we're reaching to a certain age that we should fall off the scene, you can't hear from us. I mean, it was amazing to see some of those guys, you know. I mean, the score was only 40-42, but it was amazing to see those guys come back and play basketball, and the crowd and the fans, the families, everybody came out to watch it. Just the other day, I saw an old lady in Lyme. She said to me, I remember the days when I used to play netball. And she said she can't wait to come out to see the games too. So, I mean, there's people that wants to come out and like I said, it's friendly, it's safe. You know, you come out watching people that you knew used to play before. And I think it's like Roger said, we need to have a calendar where all these things going. And I'm coming to all the different associations, just letting you guys know.
And Cal, if you'll allow me to, I'd like to add 2 things to what you're saying there. One is, Tortola is small, and we don't have much going on anyway. So if you can plan a calendar and get all these activities in, then the more things so people come out and see. And secondly, of course, we don't play enough games. I mean, for example, take the youngsters who go over to play basketball, okay? How many competitive leagues do we really have for these kids? If you go to Puerto Rico, oh my goodness, or go to Miami, or check anywhere else, these kids who we compete against, they get much, much more competition, and they're better prepared. So when we get off Tortola and we decide to go on a regional scene, is it any wonder that the scores are sometimes what they are?
Before I answer that, I got some texts that came in. They said those guys from Seacoast Bay. So I'm going to pick Seacoast Bay team. So you make your pick. I asked the public. They said I must make my pick. I have a call coming in. Good evening, you're on the sports desk. Hello? Hello, good evening, you're on the sports desk. Excuse me? Yeah, we're here. Go ahead, Joe Jack.
I see the 40 plus what we had here. It was a part of the 40 plus. And it was really good. But I will tell you, Carl, you have to take guys who used to play in the league to help be a part of organizing the league. And that's what we don't have in the BVI. A lot of us stop playing the sport and
just walk away. Just walk away.
And stop and don't be a help. Okay? So sometimes we always blaming government, don't blame government, blame ourselves.
And you know that's why I have to take kudos after my good buddy Steve Parolan, because he didn't walk away from the sport. He had the opportunity to play at the highest level, and he wants to come back and do something and show people, you know, what all of his, you know, traveling and experience came about. So I have to give him kudos too. So I understand what you're saying, but go ahead. You there? Yeah, go ahead.
But you think a lot of us think on money. You know, a lot of us think on the money, Charles.
And the voluntary help is not there.
We're talking on the help. You know, so it's a good thing that what you're doing to have a 40 plus league, but you also have to have the officials also want to have to be a part of the league too.
But of course, they're going to be there. They're going to be there, so you're not going to be calling on you soon.
I can tell you, Carl, we don't cheat the official fee. I don't feel like y'all have us on the shelf and taking us down off the shelf and don't do anything.
You know, okay.
It has no respect with the officials.
I'm telling you what, this is where the 40 plus game coming, because even if officials ain't going to be over 40, so we don't worry about that. So I look forward to seeing you.
When it have any organized thing, right? They do not call the guys them and ask them want to be them interested. They just go ahead and organize these things without, you know what's going on. And when the league started, they call you. And I think they have no respect.
Okay, well.
They have a lot of guys, a lot of young guys who into officiating now and get them involved.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yes, good night, brother.
Yeah, all right, brother.
Okay.
I want to thank him for that call.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Carl, what you're saying about the Hoop It Up Foundation, which I heard that you part of the Hoop It Up Foundation. I was watching the show you guys have with BVI Learners Abroad with the basketball thing.
Right.
And I thought I was pretty fascinated to see what you guys did and even following the guy. I mean, if I didn't see a show, I know there's so much that you guys actually do. And I think
to date it was, I think, about 21 guys, 21 persons in 2 years we have had the opportunity to send away to school. So I think that's an accomplishment, you know, for two young guys who
well, yeah, like
he ended up back in.
Steve ain't walk away. I mean, I
have to give Steve credit.
And right now, yourself as well.
I have to. I mean, the tournament is coming up again. The BVI Tropical Shootout, which is going to be from the 18th to the 21st. You look forward for some exciting basketball.
I agree.
We're going with Division I schools now, so we're going to have Banana, who's representing his school.
Wow.
It's going to be down here playing. We were trying to get Leslie, but hopefully next year we'll have both of them clashing against each other. So look forward for that coming up in December, guys. Before I go, let me just read some more text here. They said, let them guys know that Shaq and Marshall and tell them that we are winning this whole thing. Also tell them go down the line with the players from Tark Dunn and the team. What they say is best on paper, because Tark Dunn team is a serious team. They have a lot of good players as well, and that's you guys supposed to know who I talk about this.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Okay. Guys, we are at the end of our show. I just want you guys to get the opportunity to mention your sponsors, let everybody know about your game this weekend, and then we wrap it up.
Yes, I want to go ahead and thank the sponsors again. We have Digicel, Nagico Insurance, Caribbean Insurance, Honorable Alvaro Maduro Keynes, Honorable Marlon Penn, Honorable Archibald C. Christian, Bywater, Box Garage, Play to Win, the Honorable Julian Fraser, National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Department of Youth Affairs and Sports, the Bishop John I. Klein, and Save the Seed.
Again, Mr. McLean, you want to mention the games for this weekend?
We also want to say thanks to the fans and ask the fans to continue to come out. We want them to send texts, send emails to their friends. And for this weekend, Saturday, we have 5:30, Rough House versus Knights. followed by Avengers and Game Boys. Finally, on Saturday night, Talk Done versus Top Shotters at 8:30. On Sunday at 5:30 p.m., West Gunners versus The Third, followed by Game Boys versus Avengers. And in the nightcap, it'll be Knights versus Rough House.
Now, folks, I want to thank all you guys who send your texts, the ones who call in. We'd like to thank you guys for making this show possible. We're here talking sports every Thursday, and like I said, next week we have all the old 40-plus folks is going to be in the house. They're going to be trash-talking each other, so you guys you call in and big up your team and look forward to seeing some of the old players back here playing the different sports. So, on that note, folks, I want to thank you guys for coming through. Like I said, you know, our show is your show. I know after the league is done, you guys are going to come back and give us the highlights.
Definitely.
And let us know what's going on. I think you had some kind of ball status coming up after the whole championship, but we'll mention that coming up when you get a chance to come pick up your teams again for the playoffs or the championship.
I guess before the championship game, when Avengers and Talk Done meet up.
Gee, the talk is still going on, but not no Talk Done. I know you guys are listening.
Hey, let's big up the Talk Done, the #1 team in the league.
That's
right. I want to say thank you, Cal, for having us on the show.
They want you to big them up. The talk done. The talk is done. On that note, guys, it's been a great evening. I want to say thank you for tuning in, and again, good sportsmanship.
All right, good night.
Sports Desk is sponsored by Lime, the better, faster 4G network.